All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're digging into a pretty compelling data-driven case for 2026 XRP bull run. Now, this is especially for you if you're an active participant in the XRPL ecosystem and you're kind of tired of hearing the same old market stories. This one's for you.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The 4-year cycle is done. Throw it out the window. If you've been feeling that frustration, especially with the whole 2025 bull run that, well, it didn't really happen the way everyone predicted, then this analysis is going to bring some serious clarity. So, okay, if the old 4-year cycle, the halving cycle, if that's broken, what's actually in the driver's seat now? What is the real force that's pushing these massive swings we see in crypto? Well, it's not about calendar dates anymore. It's about something way more fundamental. And that fundamental force is liquidity. It's all about the flow of money. When money flows into the system, markets go up. When it gets pulled out, they go down. And these liquidity cycles, as we'll see, line up with crypto's history way better than any old time-based model. So how do we track this liquidity? Well, there's this fantastic tool called the ISM Manufacturing PMI. It sounds complicated, but it's basically a massive survey that gives us a real-time pulse check on the health of the U.S. manufacturing economy. It's a huge clue about where the money is going. And here's the key. All you have to remember is the number 50. If the PMI reading is above 50, it means the economy is growing. There's expansion. If it's below 50, things are contracting. Simple as that. And this isn't just some random number they pull out of thin air. It's made up of 5 real-world components, like new orders coming in, production levels, employment, things that give us a solid forward-looking peek at what's really happening. Okay, so that's the theory, but does it actually hold water when you look at crypto's past? Let's connect the dots and see how this PMI data lines up with Bitcoin's history. It's honestly kind of wild when you see it laid out like this. January 2016, the PMI hits rock bottom. So does the crypto market. February 2018, right after that epic 2017 peak, the PMI tops out. You see it again with the COVID bottom in 2020, the 2021 peak, and even the FTX crash. The correlation is just, wow, it's incredibly tight.
Now you're probably thinking, hey, what about the 2024 all-time high? And that is the perfect example. That was the exception that proved the rule. For the first time ever, Bitcoin hit a new high before a halving, all because of the massive flood of money from the new ETFs. That event was pretty much the final nail in the coffin for the old 4-year cycle model. So now that we have this new liquidity model that actually works, let's use it to look forward. What does this tell us about XRP, and why are we even talking about 2026? The most important piece of the puzzle is what the Federal Reserve is doing. After a long period of pulling money out of the economy to fight inflation, they're starting to signal a change. And the big money, the big stimulus, is widely expected to really kick in around 2026. So when you think about 2026, you could have this absolute perfect storm for XRP. You've got market-wide stimulus money flowing in, you could finally have some regulatory clarity in the US, and all the while the tech on the XRP Ledger keeps getting better and better. So it's not just about a rising tide lifting all boats. It's about that huge macro tailwind of liquidity combining with factors that are unique to XRP. That's a recipe for some serious growth potential. So what does all of this actually mean for you? If you're an active participant, how do you use this information? What's your edge? With this potential bull run on the horizon, driven by liquidity, we gotta ask, what's the smart move? Do you just buy some crypto and hope for the best? Or is there a better way to play this? Let's look at 2 different approaches. You got passive speculating, leaving your coins on an exchange, trying to guess the top, basically just hoping for a pump. But then there's active accumulating. This means taking your assets into your own hands with self-custody, actually building with a community, and creating value, maybe even creating infinite tip streams instead of just waiting on price. And that's why this shift in thinking is so critical right now. This kind of market outlook, the one driven by these big macro forces, really rewards the people who are focused on actually using the network and building their position through participation, not just guessing on price moves. And this is where communities like the XRP Tip Team come into play. They provide a whole platform for this active approach, where you can actually accumulate by helping introduce other people to the power of self-custody and getting them involved. It's about creating value by sharing knowledge.
And to make all that happen, members of the XRP Tip Team use the Xaman Wallet. It's pretty much the essential tool for their journey into secure self-custody and for being able to actively participate right on the XRP Ledger. Okay, let's zoom out and recap the most important things to take away from all this. So number 1, the 4-year crypto cycle is a thing of the past. Forget about it. 2, liquidity is the new king, and the ISM PMI is how we track it. 3, this liquidity model points to a potential bull cycle kicking off in 2026. And maybe most importantly, 4, actively accumulating through participation can be a way more powerful strategy than just passively speculating. So if this idea of being an active participant sounds interesting and you want to learn more, you should check out the XRP Tip Team. It's a community built specifically for people focused on self-custody and really understanding this technology. You can find them over at xrptipteam.com. Thanks so much for tuning in.